Hey everyone, my name is Stevie, and in this video we're going to be looking at how to factor using the sum product pattern. Alright, so recall when we learned how to FOIL. Remember that FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. And this is referring to when we have two binomials being multiplied by each other. So for example, we could look at x plus 4 times x plus 3. And so if we were to FOIL this, we would do the first times the first, which would be x squared, outside, which is x times 3, which would be 3x, inside, which would be 4 times x, which is 4x, and then last, so 4 times 3 is 12. And then we can add our like terms, which would be 3x and 4x, so we'd get x squared plus 7x plus 12. Awesome. So what the sum product pattern tells us is that we're doing the opposite of that. So notice that 3 times 4 is 12, and that comes from multiplying the outsides. So this is our 3 times 4. Notice that 3 plus 4 is 7. So we're doing this backwards. We're trying to find a number that multiplies to 12 but adds to 7. And in general, we use this for quadratics that are trinomials. So they have to be in the form x squared plus bx plus c. Notice that we don't have a term in front of the x. We don't have an a. And this is because it only works if our leading coefficient is 1. So our number in front of our x squared term is 1. So let's look at an example. Let's say we had x squared minus 4x minus 12. So what we're trying to do, we want to find two numbers that multiply to negative 12 and add to negative 4. So let's first start by thinking of our factors of 12. So 12 factors to, we can have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. So let's try one out. Let's try to use the factors 1 and 12. So if we do that, we can see that 1 times 12 is going to be 12. But 1 plus 12 is 13. But we want it to be negative 4. So that doesn't work. Let's try something else. Let's try 6 and 2. So let's see. 6 times 2 is 12. But we want it to be negative. So let's make one of these negative. Let's try 2. So we have negative 2 times 6. We have negative 12. So that's good. But 6 plus negative 2, well, it's the same as 6 minus 2, which is positive 4, which isn't good because we want negative 4. Let's try to do it the other way. Let's make 6 negative. So this way we still get negative 12 because negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. But now we have negative 6 plus 2, which is indeed negative 4. So that works out. So our factors are negative 6 and positive 2. So we have x minus 6, x plus 2. And that's good. And you can always check these by actually foiling them out again and making sure that you get back to what we started with. So once we FOIL this out, we should get back to x squared minus 4x minus 12. So let's try it. We have first x times x, which which is x squared. Our outside terms, which are x and 2, so x times 2 is 2x. Inside, we have negative 6 times x, which is negative 6x. And finally, we have our last term, so negative 6 times 2, negative 12. And then if we combine our middle terms, we have x squared minus 4x plus 12. And indeed, we got back to where we started. Quick note, this should definitely say x squared minus 4x minus 12. Awesome. Let's do one more example just to really concrete this in. Let's try x squared plus 10x plus 16. So, we need to figure out something, two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to 10. So let's look at our factors of 16. We have 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and then 4 times itself. Let's see here. So we want to find two of these factors that add to 10. Well, 8 and 2 add to 10. So let's try that. 2 times 8 is 16, and then 2 plus 8 is 10. Perfect, worked out. So we have x plus 8, x plus 2. And again, if we fill this out, we will indeed get back to what we started with, but that's just a great way to check if you did it right. And that is how we factor using the sum product pattern. Hope you enjoyed.